Hey, Mr. Jones, my name's Kate. I'm going to be your nurse today. I'm going to go ahead and provide you some privacy. So, Mr. Jones, I have an order here from the doctor to perform a central line dressing change on you this morning, okay? Can you verify your full name and date of birth for me?
George Monster Jones, 101XX.
Okay, I'm just going to verify that against your armband. So we have George Monster Jones, 101XX, and George Monster Jones, 101XX. All right, perfect. And Mr. Jones, are you allergic to chlorhexidine that you're aware of?
No.
No? Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and raise the bed to a good working height. And I am going to keep you in the flat position during this whole procedure, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now that I have the bed to a good working height, I'm going to go ahead and lower the side rail and perform hand hygiene. And I'm going to put on some clean gloves. And Mr. Jones, before we get started, I am going to have you turn your head to the left for me, just so that way you don't breathe on the insertion site and contaminate it, okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and turn your head to the left. And I'm going to go ahead and lower your sheets and your gown. All right, Mr. Jones. So now I'm going to go ahead and open my central line dressing kit away from me. And I'm going to put on my mask. Okay, now that I have my mask on, I'm going to inspect the dressing site, and it appears to be clean, dry, and intact. I don't see any purulent drainage, and I don't smell any foul odor. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the dressing, removing it from the outside in, making sure not to touch the actual insertion site. Now I'm going to remove my gloves and perform hand hygiene again. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and don my sterile gloves. And I'm going to make sure that I stay within the 1-inch border. Okay. I'm going to step back. Okay. All right. Make sure that I keep my hands above my waist. And again, I don't see any purulent drainage. I don't see any redness or smell any foul odor. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean this site, okay, Mr. Jones? So I'm going to grab my chlorhexidine swab. I'm going to activate it. And I'm going to clean the entire site in a back and forth motion for 20 seconds using friction. And I'm going to clean anywhere where the dressing will be intact. And I'm also going to clean the tubing. All right, now that I've cleaned for 20 seconds, I'm going to discard of that. And I would allow that to dry completely. Now that it has dried, I'm going to put the new dressing on. All right, and now that I have the dressing on, I am no longer sterile. Okay, so now I'm going to label the dressing. With the date, the time, and my initials. And I'm going to put the label here on the dressing. All right, Mr. Jones, so now I'm going to go ahead and cover you back up, and we can turn your head back straight, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and raise the side rail, lower the bed back down into the lowest position. Here's your call light. You just press that if you need anything at all, okay? All right, now that I have the bed back down into the lowest position, I'm gonna discard all of my trash in the appropriate receptacle. I'm gonna remove my gloves and perform hand hygiene. All right, and I'll be back in to check on you shortly, Mr. Jones, okay?